So let's just jump right in. The material you shared for this deep dive is pretty intense.
It really is. We're looking at something pretty fundamental breaking down.
Yeah, it all boils down to one single, really alarming question, right?
Right.
What happens when the first rung of the career ladder just vanishes?
Exactly. And that's our mission today, to cut through the noise and figure out how AI, well, how it broke that traditional path from education straight into employment.
A path that, for decades, had a really predictable rhythm.
It did. You know, you get your degree, you land an internship, and that first job is your training ground. But that whole foundation is cracking.
Because AI is now doing all that core grunt work.
All of it. Report writing, summarizing legal documents, data analysis, all the stuff that used to justify those entry-level roles.
And the numbers on this are just, they're not subtle. That Stanford data point is staggering.
It's a huge drop. Employment for 22 to 25-year-olds in those AI-exposed jobs has fallen by 13%.
13% since 2022. That's not a slow trend. That's a cliff.
It's a shockwave. And it's not just one country. Look at the UK. Adzuna reported entry-level vacancies dropped by nearly a third since ChatGPT was released.
A third. So this isn't some theoretical thing happening in the future.
No, this is real-time organizational flattening. The base of the pyramid, the graduates, the assistants, it's crumbling.
Which brings us to this paradox that the sources kept highlighting. It's kind of brutal.
It's incredibly ironic, right? Companies have eliminated the very roles that provide that basic experience.
And yet they still demand practical experience from every single applicant.
You've got it. And that creates what the sources call the lost middle. You're too qualified for manual labor, but you're seen as too inexperienced for the skilled jobs.
So it's no surprise then that Gen Z is already, changing tack.
They have to. In the U.S., we're seeing a real turn towards tangible trades. Things you can do with your hands.
Work that AI can't easily touch.
Yeah.
And in places like Africa, it's more about entrepreneurship, the gig economy.
Anything to find a foothold. And the pressure is just immense. I mean, the CEO of Anthropic predicted AI could eliminate nearly half. Almost half of all entry-level white-collar jobs within 5 years. That's what they're reacting to.
Okay, but this is where it gets interesting. Because it's not all doom and gloom. This is about the human edge.
That's spot on. That's the core takeaway.
Oh.
An AI can give you a technically perfect answer, but it has no moral compass.
It has no real judgment.
Zero. And the OECD, the World Economic Forum, they all agree. The real competitive advantage now is in those uniquely human skills.
We're talking about critical thinking, creativity, empathy.
Ethical reasoning. An AI can spit out a flawless legal summary, sure, but it can't exercise conscience. It doesn't understand cultural nuance.
So if the entry-level tasks are gone, the entry-level job has to be completely redesigned. It has to become a hybrid role.
Precisely. The solution that's emerging is this idea of an AI-augmented apprenticeship.
Okay, what does that actually mean? You're not learning to do the basic tasks anymore.
No. You're learning to supervise and interpret the machines. Your human effort is focused on strategy, on client interaction, the stuff that actually requires judgment.
But that means institutions have to change, and fast. What do the sources say needs to happen, like, right now?
Well, for universities, it means embedding AI ethics and applied computing into every single discipline and prioritizing things like micro-credentials over slow, massive reforms.
Get people skilled up quickly.
And for corporations, it means they need to shift their learning budgets toward real AI literacy and focus on promoting people from within. Stop just complaining about a skills gap and actually build the skills.
So, to bring this all home for you, the listener, the world of work isn't ending, but its shape is changing dramatically.
The old ladder is gone. We have to build a new one, and that demands new structures from everyone.
Which leaves us with one final provocative thought.
Right. If companies, universities, and governments can actually align on this, if they focus on blending that human judgment with computational power,
can generation interrupted actually become generation reinvented for you and your peers? The generation that learns to direct the world's labor instead of just executing it.